Tonight may seem a little out of this world, though I guess it's technically not. Today on Capitol Hill, the House Oversight Subcommittee on National Security had a hearing on what's known as unidentified aerial phenomena, what many of us have referred to for a long time as UFOs. Among those who testified, a former Navy pilot and U.S. intelligence official who say that these sightings are being underreported. Retired Major David Grush told members that he had knowledge of a multi-decade UAP program, including what he called biologics. Here's part of his testimony today.
You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
You believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier. Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Grush told members that he reported these allegations as a whistleblower to the Intelligence Community Inspector General. The Pentagon has denied at least some of his claims. Joining us live right now is Noman Merchant, a reporter with the Associated Press who covered today's hearing. We appreciate you joining us here. There is a lot to unpack from what happened today. Talk about how we got here and what we learned that was new during today's testimony.
Well, UFOs and UAPs, as the government calls them, evokes little green men, the truth is still out there, the X-Files. But for the last several years, Republicans and Democrats have been seeking more transparency into what they see as a national security concern. And so there have been a series of hearings and new inquiries into what the government refers to as UAPs. And so Grush, the person who came forward today to detail his allegations of a cover-up, came forward as part of a larger series of congressional investigations into what the government knows and what it's holding back with regard to reported UAPs.
That former U.S. intelligence official who you mentioned there said today that he wants Congress to help remove what he called a stigma surrounding reporting these sightings. He claimed many people are just afraid to come forward, fearing retaliation. Listen to what he said about that today.
Do you have any personal knowledge of people who have been harmed or injured in efforts to cover up or conceal these extraterrestrial technology?
Yes. Personally.
Have anyone been murdered that you would think that you know of or have heard of, I guess?
I have to be careful asking that question. I directed people with that knowledge to the appropriate authorities.
So naturally, that exchange there got a lot of attention today. What has your reporting told you about, I guess, maybe what of all these allegations have some, basis to them, and which ones are still kind of being worked through?
Well, what David Grush alleged today was that the Pentagon and the U.S. intelligence community have had a multi-decade program to collect and regenerate things that would be categorized as UAPs. The Pentagon has broadly denied that it has a program to collect extraterrestrial activity. Its statement doesn't directly address UAPs at large. And so to Grush's points, a lot of what he said, he admitted he could not give more detail in a public forum. And a lot of that is impossible for us to verify independently in a public setting. What we do know is there have been a lot of investigations at the Pentagon and within the intelligence community. And there is increasingly, as he mentioned, and as has been stated before, a stigma. A pilot doesn't want to be labeled, to be totally out there if they see something that doesn't make sense or they see something flying in the air that doesn't resonate with something that we know to exist. And so part of what the US government has been trying to do is reducing the stigma and making it clear that you should report what you see. And that has resulted in several hundred reports that the Pentagon has received. But as of yet, the Pentagon still says they haven't confirmed any sort of extraterrestrial life.
So Noman, what happens next? Obviously, these questions from members of Congress today, we didn't get all of the answers. There is a lot of interest in this. What do you see as happening now as we try to corroborate some of this stuff and continue these investigations?
I think you'll continue to see lawmakers from both parties push for more transparency. There are bills pending that would require or push the intelligence community to put more of its information out there about UAPs or UFOs. And I think you'll see the news coverage from today's hearing and generally the push on UFOs lead to more people reporting. Now, one of the challenges when more people report is there's more cases to investigate and more cases to either verify, investigate further, or dismiss. But what I think this hearing will be is, if not the beginning, it will be a high watermark in the interest, but this interest will continue to rise because not only, besides the fun that people are having about, again, the X-Files or UFOs, this is something that members of both parties see as a national security concern, and I would expect there to be more hearings and more investigations.
I've only got a few seconds left here, but do you expect that there will be cooperation from the Pentagon and these other agencies?
The Pentagon says it's already cooperating. I think there will be more work to follow, and a lot of congressional committees are already pushing on the Pentagon to provide more of its information.
Noman Merchant is an Associated Press reporter who covered the hearing today, again, before this House Oversight Subcommittee. We appreciate you coming on and helping us understand what happened today.
Thank you.